Hey, what's up guys? So yesterday while we were out parked, unfortunately somebody backed into the rear of our Kia EV9 and damaged the rear of the car. And if you take a closer look at the damage of the car, you can see they obviously damaged the rear bumper near where the rear laser jammers are installed, as well as the blue paint on the body of the vehicle too. Now, luckily, after this happened, the driver did the right thing and left their contact information for me on the windshield of the car, and I've reached out to them so that we can start the process here of getting their insurance to pay for the repairs and damage to the car. Now, yet again, I'm really grateful for the fact that we had a dash cam installed in the car and set up to record in parking mode. And not only that, but also having one that has the rear dash cam too, because this is the one that captured the whole thing. Everything from, well, the overview of what happened to the identifying information on the vehicle, including the license plate. We got the video of the driver, which is going to be very important in case of maybe a hit and run, for example. If you look at the front camera footage, this just recorded the fact that we were hit while we were parked, but misses basically everything. And so if the other driver decided to flee without leaving their information, I would be kind of out of luck here. I mean, maybe I could prove the fact that like, hey, I was hit while parked, I didn't back up into like a pole or something. But otherwise, I would have to pay for all the repairs here out of my own insurance and pay the deductible. And so in this case, it was really the rear cam that wound up being the one that captured all the important information. And this isn't the first time that it's happened. The last time the car was hit about a year ago, it was again the rear cam that was able to capture the vehicle, the license plate, and the driver information when they wound up hitting the side of our car. And then the same thing when my mom's car was hit, it was again the rear cam that captured the whole thing. And so even though it's obviously extra work to install a rear cam and run the cable from the front to the rear of the car, I am really glad that I've got these cars set up here with multiple cameras to record in different directions. Front-only dash cams are obviously great and better than nothing, but it's really these rear cams that have been doing the heavy lifting for us, as unfortunately we've been getting hit here in parking mode. Now, as far as the setup here, in this car, I was running the Viofo A329T, the 3-channel setup, with the regular front cam, the rear cam, and the additional front telephoto cam. And I had the dash cam set up with the hybrid parking recording mode, defaulting here first to the auto event detection mode, which gives me the motion detection and the impact detection. Now, the motion detection, this is what started capturing maybe as they were starting to back up into the car, as well as recording everything that happens afterwards after that impact occurs. Now, the collision detection, this is of course really nice to capture that impact itself. And with the VFOs, it would allow me to capture before the impact, during, and afterwards, but it's really the motion detection, specifically from the rear cam here, that does most of the heavy lifting. This is what would let me capture the driver themselves in case maybe it was a hit and run and they didn't get out of their car if they just quickly sped off. So the motion detection was good for that, and for also recording everything that happens afterwards here too. I could always set the dash cam up to record in the low bitrate continuous recording mode so it records everything, but I do like having the motion and impact detection here to give me not only higher quality video, but also to mark these videos and make it easier for me to find, because when impacts like this happen, they are pretty substantial and enough to trigger the G-sensor. Additionally, I've had some instances where there's really light impacts that are not enough to trigger the G-sensor, but it's again the motion detection that winds up being the fallback and allows me to capture what happens around my car while I'm gone. And so I really like having the combination of both not only collision detection, but also motion detection here too. Now, the low power parking recording modes, these would normally have the dash cams be asleep and then only wake up when it detects that impact. And so this would also work and do the job, but I really like having more of the continuous recording capabilities here to record before the impact too, which does require the dash cam to pull more power. And it's for that reason that I've got it set up here with a dedicated dash cam battery pack to make it capable of recording all day without worrying about draining my car battery. And I actually did a video recently about adding an expansion battery to give me even more capacity here. But either way, reflecting on this setup here, I definitely like having the motion and impact detection with a minimum of a 2-channel dash cam for front and rear recording. You can also get an interior cam if you like as well. Those can also be helpful, especially to get maybe some of the side recording. And then hooking it up to a battery pack is also pretty helpful here too. You can, of course, hook it up to your car battery directly, and you can check out my full tutorial where I walk you through the process and explain exactly how to do it. And I also cover the option of how to use a dedicated dash cam battery pack as well. Additionally, if you also need some recommendations on the dash cams themselves, I've also got an article over on my website that goes over all the best options. Something like a Viofo 8229 Plus 2-channel I think would be a good minimum setup to get that front and rear recording with the motion and impact detection. And then stepping it up to one of the A329 series dash cams like I run in the car, these are going to be nice to also add the low power parking recording. In fact, I actually use a hybrid parking recording mode where it's going to be recording with a traditional full power parking recording initially, and then after a little while it'll switch over to the low power parking recording to further extend the parking recording and not just have the dash cam shut off altogether. So I like some of these additional advanced parking mode features on some of the higher end dash cams, but just to get the basic motion and impact detection, something like an 8229 would work as well. I would avoid some of the junkier dash cams that don't offer the capability of recording maybe like motion detection or especially before an impact occurs either. Having good quality motion and buffered impact detection I think is really key here. And this is again what I keep relying on as people are unfortunately hitting our cars while we're parked. It stinks, but it happens, and it's nice to have the dash cam recording either way. So just kind of some of my thoughts here as I'm reflecting on the setup and the configurations and what's working well and what's actually doing the job for us. So stinks that it's happened, but good to have the dash cam, good to have their insurance help us out and cover the repairs, and well, let's get it all taken care of. Glad everybody was okay. Nobody was hurt. That's the most important thing. And, well, yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next one.